Hi friends, welcome to Sada Learning Hub. You are with me, Shadashiv Rao. Today's session we are going to learn the most Java important interview questions. The first question is, what is the difference between primitive scheduling and time slicing? Under primitive scheduling, the highest priority task execute until it enters the waiting or dead states, or a higher priority task comes into the existence. Under the time slicing, a task executes for a predefined slice of time and then re- re-enters the pool of the ready task. The scheduler that determines which task should be executed next based on the priority and other factors. The primitive scheduling Under the primitive scheduling, the highest priority task execute until it enters the waiting or dead states, or highest priority task comes into the existence. Coming to the time slicing, under the time slicing, the task executes for a predefined slice of time and then re enters into the pool for ready tasks. The scheduler then determines which task should be executed next based on the priority and other factors. The next question is, how inheritance implemented in Java? Inheritance can be implemented in Java using below two keywords. First one is extend keyword and the second one is implements keyword. Extend is used for developing inheritance between the two classes or two interfaces, and implements keyword is used to develop the inheritance between interfaces and classes. We can implement the interfaces by using the two keywords. First one is extend keyword and the second one is the implements keyword. The extend keyword is used to extend the one class or one interface, and implements keyword is used to implement the multiple interfaces at a time. The next question is, what are the types of inheritances? There are the two types of inheritance. First one is multi-level inheritance and second one is multiple inheritance. Multi-level inheritance, getting the properties from one class object to another class object level wise with some priority, is known as multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance, getting the properties from one class object to another class object level wise with some priority, is known as multi-level inheritance. The next question is multiple inheritance. What is a multiple inheritance? The concept of getting multiple classes objects to a single class object is known as multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance is not supported by Java. Check here for why Java doesn't supports for multiple inheritance. Why? Because it's not possible to extend the two classes at a time. That's why multiple inheritance is not supported by Java. Using classes, we can implement the multiple inheritance by using interfaces. The next question is, can you access non-static variables in a static context? A static variables in Java belongs to its classes and its value remains the same for all the instances. A static variables in Java belongs to its a class and its value remaining the same as for all the instances. A static variable is initialized when the class is loaded by the JVM. If your code tries to access a non-static variable without any instance, the compiler will complain because these variables are not created at and they are not associated with any instances. Finally, a static variable in Java belongs to its a class and its value remains the same as for all instances. The next question is, what are the data types? What are the data types supported by the Java? What is autoboxing and unboxing? The 8 primitive data types supported by Java programming language. What are the 8 primitive data types are supported by the Java programming language? The 8 primitive data types are byte, short, int, long, float, and double. Now, next, autoboxing is the automatic conversion made by a Java compiler between a primitive types and their corresponding object wrapper classes. For example, the compiler converts an int into a integer, double into a double, and so on. It's a conversion goes and other way. This operation is called unboxing. We can convert primitives to wrappers, and wrappers we can convert primitive data types to wrapper data types is called autoboxing, and wrappers to primitives is called auto unboxing. If you see here, we can convert byte to byte class, that is called boxing, auto boxing. If you convert byte class to byte, the primitive, that is called auto unboxing. The next question is, what are the pass by reference and pass by value? What is the pass by reference and pass by value? When an object is passed by a value, this means that a copy of an object is passed. Thus, even if changed are made to that object, it doesn't affect the original object, original value. When an object is passed by reference, this means that the actual object is not passed, rather than a reference of the object is passed. Thus, any changes made by an external method and also reflected in all the places. A pass by reference and a pass by value means when an object is passed by value, this means that a copy of an object is passed. Thus, even if changes are made to that object, if doesn't affect the original values. When an object is passed by reference, this means that the actual object is not passed, rather a reference of the object is passed. Thus, any changes made in the external method are all reflected in all places. The next question is, what do you know about the big O notation, and can you give some examples with respect to different data structures? A big O notation simply describes how well an algorithm scale or a performance in the worst case scenarios as the number of elements in a data structure increases. The big bow notations can also be used to describe other behaviors such as memory consumptions. Since the collection classes are actually data structures, we usually use the big bow notation to choose the best implementations to use based on time, memory, and performance. Big bow notations can give you a good indication about performance and large amount of data. The big bow notation simply describes how well an algorithm scale or performance in the worst cases scenarios as the number of elements in a data structures increases. A big bow notations can also be used to describe other behaviors such as memory consumptions. Since collection classes are actually data structures, we usually use the big bow notation to choose the best implementations to use based on the time, memory, and performances. Big bow notations can give you a good indications about the performance for larger amount of data. The next question is, what is the trade-off between using an unordered array versus an ordered array? The major advantages of an ordered array is that the search times have time complexity of order of login compared to that of an unordered array, which is order of n. The disadvantages of an ordered array is that the insertion operation has time complexity of order of n because the elements with higher value must be moved to make a room for the new elements. Instead of the insertion operation for an unordered array takes a constant time of order of 1. If you coming to the ordered array, it is search is more fast, and insertion is very slow. And coming to the unordered array, insertion is so fast and search is very slow. Why? Because the array is not in ordered. That's why unordered array search is slow. The next question is, What is the difference between serial and throughput garbage collector? The throughput garbage collector uses a parallel version of a young generation collector, and it's meant to be used with applications that have medium to a large data sets. On the other hand, the serial collector is usually adequate for most of the small applications. The throughput garbage collector uses a parallel version of a young generation collector, and it is meant to be used with the applications that have a medium to large data sets. The throughput garbage collector is used for the medium and large scale applications. On the other hand, the serial collector is usually adequate for most smaller applications. The serial garbage collector is used for the smaller scale applications. This requires heap of up to approximately 100 MB on medium processors. The serial garbage collectors need 100 MB on the modern processors.
Thank you so much watching this video. Hope this lesson helpful to you. Keep watching our lessons. Keep writing to us. Do not forget subscribe our channel Learning Hub because we have many sessions that would help you to develop our skills, and I will be back soon. Till then you take care. Bye bye.